Hi guys, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my cooking channel. I have this special video made for you guys because I finally reached 1,000 subscribers without even uploading a video for such a long time, and I am very grateful for that, so I wanted to share this with you. We're gonna make a Cajun snapper with grits, and then we're gonna pour some creamy lemon butter on top. So join me in my kitchen as I cook. Our ingredients today are salt, black pepper, garlic, onion, cayenne pepper, lots of garlic, white pepper, Cajun seasoning. If you don't have Cajun seasoning, I'm gonna include a recipe for a Cajun seasoning that I like and happen to have that. Paprika, we need chicken stock, milk. I would use a fresh lemon. I don't have any today, so we're gonna use this. Butter, cream cheese, our yellow stone ground grits, and I have some of this Thyme garlic dip, which I like, but I'm not a big fan of the consistency, so I'm going to use it to cook and see how it turns out. And last but not least, I have 4 red snapper fillets in here and some olive oil. Okay, to a medium pot, I've added 2 cups of chicken stock. To that, as it's heating up, I'm gonna add 2 cups of 2% milk. I usually use a half and half ratio of milk and either water or chicken stock while I'm cooking my grits. You can use heavy whipping cream, and I would do a 1 to 3, like 3 cups of water or chicken broth to 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. You don't want to make it too much. Here I have 1 cup of yellow stone ground grits. I'm gonna pour that in here before this comes to a boil. I'm gonna keep it, it's right now on 8 in heat, and I'm just gonna start cooking it down. Now, whatever your grits say to cook, I want you to add time to that. If they're quick, instant grits, or it says 5 minutes, a 5-minute grit, cook it for like 20 minutes to get it really nice and creamy. This says 20 minutes, so I'm gonna cook it for 40. So you always start with the grits when you're making fish and grits or shrimp and grits, because everything else, it cooks so much faster. So we're gonna let this just heat up and start cooking away. All right, this has been on the stove for about, just about 3 minutes. So it's at a slow boil. If I wouldn't have touched it, you probably can see it. I don't know, I can't see it anymore. It's at a slow boil, so I'm stirring often. It looks like it's really watery, but don't worry guys, it's gonna thicken up nicely. So right now, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of paprika, a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. You want these flavors to develop nicely. And then I'm gonna stir, I'm gonna keep cooking it down. I'm not gonna do any salt or pepper yet because I want this to thicken up. If it's too salty at the end, you know, when you can taste it now and you can add salt and taste it, but then it cooks down and thickens up and the liquid evaporates a little bit, and then it might become too salty. So I like adding the salt at the end. And I don't want to add pepper, any black pepper, because I just added a whole bunch of seasonings to this, including white pepper and cayenne pepper. So we're gonna let it just cook down for now, and then we'll taste it before we add any salt or pepper. I also want to lower the volume since it's at a rolling boil. I'm going to lower it to simmer or 1, depending on what your stovetop offers. Okay, the grits have been going for about 30 minutes. You see how it's thickening up. It's still not where we want it because it's still runny, but right now I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. Okay, and we're gonna keep cooking it down as we're getting our fish ready to cook. For the snapper, I have 2 teaspoons of that thyme garlic spread and dip, and I put three garlic cloves in the garlic press, and I'm going to mix this all up. If you don't like things so heavy in with garlic, don't use this much garlic. You don't have to even use the thyme dressing. You can just use the garlic itself. So I'm going to spread this on both of them. I have 2 large filets here. I would usually do 4 for this recipe. This was a maybe 3-pound snapper, so it gave us nice filets. So I'm not going to use any more because I don't think the girls will like this since it's a little spicy. But I'm going to use the same spoon and spread this. And then I'm going to grab some for the other side and spread it. You want to season both sides because both sides deserve to get some love and seasoning. You eat both sides of the snapper, not just half of it. Now here I destroyed a little bit of the fish, if you see it there, because I was taking those pin bones out. You might want to wait, unless you have tweezers or something like that, you might want to wait until you finish cooking or warn your guests that you didn't get all of them. But to get them, you just feel down the ridge where they would be, and you pluck those out. I think I got all of them. Okay, so now that's nice and coated. I'm gonna stir my grits. And I'm gonna come at this with Cajun seasoning. You wanna be generous, but remember this has salt already included. Okay, so if you need a low sodium diet, then feel free to make your own Cajun seasoning or buy a low sodium Cajun seasoning. I'm going to post the ingredients to the Cajun seasoning I usually make in the comments or in the description of the video. Sorry, it's been a minute. And so that looks nice and seasoned. To that, I'm going to add some black pepper. This is all seasoned to taste. Ooh, came off the board. And some pepper. And then I am going to put a little bit of salt, not too much, again, because the Cajun seasoning has salt. All right, we're going to start cooking these bad boys up. All right. The grits have been going for about 35 minutes now. And you see I still have to stir in a little bit, mix in the cream cheese because it clumps up a little bit. You can use a whisk. I don't like using a whisk because sometimes the whisk doesn't get into those grooves around the pot. So when you grab a spoon, all that is thick and lumpy and not cooked right. So I prefer just using a spoon. That way I can make my way around the whole pot and stir it. But then it doesn't help with those little lumps of cream cheese. But that's okay. We're gonna put 1 teaspoon of salt right now, because right now it doesn't have any salt. And you definitely need salt so all those other flavors can come to life. I know a lot of people don't use salt, so if you want to use less salt, go for it. General rule of thumb is 1 teaspoon of salt per cup of grits. So now we're going to get to the snapper because my pan is nice and hot. Now to this hot pan here, I'm going to put some olive oil. Drizzle some olive oil here. And you see the pan is nice and hot. Get that olive oil everywhere. I think these fillets are kind of big, so I'm going to have to do one at a time. So So I'm gonna grab our fillet and put it skin side down. And I'm just gonna not touch it and just let it cook. We're gonna leave this fillet here for 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're gonna flip it and cook it again for 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm gonna bring you over here to our grits. There we go. And you see how they're nice and thick now? It coats the spoon. I'm gonna taste it. So let's stir it up a little bit. This is still, right now I changed the heat to low. So I'm going to taste it, and then I'm gonna check the spoon. I use so many utensils when I'm cooking, and I wash my hands so much, they're nice and dry. That's delicious. Okay, I'm not gonna touch this anymore. I'm gonna take it off the heat. Now, unfortunately, I do not have a fish spatula, so this is what I'm gonna use. I'm gonna flip this. I'm gonna put it the long way, because if you know what a fish spatula looks like, that spatula part is really long. Since I don't have that, I'm gonna use this part of the spatula to help me. And basically just get it in there, since it's already been like 3 minutes, and turn it. Look how nice that skin looks. So now that I am done with my fish, I'm going to take it off here, and we're going to start our sauce. We're going to use the same pan the fish was in. Rid of most of the oil because it was turning brown, and I also lowered the temperature. So I'm going to put 4 tablespoons of butter. A brown butter would be great, but that's not what I'm going for today. So I just want to melt this, so you don't want that temperature too high. Even if you were going for a brown butter, you don't want to burn the butter. So make sure you lower that temperature. And I'm going to help move this around so it can melt. I might bring it up a little because I think I exaggerated a bit. Okay, once this is all melted, I'm going to add my 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And again, it could be fresh lemon, but all I had was that lemon out of the squeeze bottle, so that's what we're going to use today. If you had fresh lemon, you can also use some zest in it, and that would come out really delicious. And you see some of that seasoning that came off the fish. You see it melting into the butter. Oh, this is going to be great. Okay, here I'm going to add the 2 tablespoons. And we're going to cook this down for a little bit, let it thicken up. Let me add some pepper right now. Add some pepper. I don't think I'm going to add salt because the Cajun spices, the Cajun seasoning had salt already, and I did add a little bit of salt, and I did add the salt to the grits because you want to season everything on your plate, not just rely on a sauce. Okay, we're done. Now, this sauce goes on top, that lemon butter. We're gonna put that, drizzle it on top of the fish. Lemon and fish are a great combination, guys. And to finish it off, I'm gonna put some parsley on it. Guys, it's now my favorite part. I get to taste what I cooked. I wanted to first thank you guys for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I know I haven't been consistent in posting any videos, but we've been through a lot. So hopefully I'm back now, and I'm gonna get cooking. Next video I'm gonna make, it's probably gonna be a Cuban ropa vieja with congri. That's shredded beef and rice and beans. So if you wanna hang out with me, you can stay tuned for that. Otherwise, let's go taste this. All right, guys, it's time to taste this. So remember, the grits, the longer they sit, the thicker they'll get. Keep that in mind when you're cooking. Ooh, this fish is nice and flaky. I'm gonna get some fish, some of that sauce, and some of those grits. Mr. Pinbone. That happens with fresh fish. This is perfectly seasoned. You taste the Cajun spices, the little bit of lemon. It's buttery. The grits are super creamy and well seasoned. This is a winner, guys. Thanks again for hanging out with me in my kitchen. Thanks for the 1,000 subscribers. I know I haven't been consistent, but hopefully all those hurdles are over and we can start posting more videos. I'm gonna keep eating. You guys, you have to make this at home. Thanks for hanging out again. Bon appetit. Okay, my little one, well, my big one, I don't know if you guys remember from the last video, she's grown. She wants to taste it. Go ahead, Mariella. It's not too spicy. I made it mild for you guys. What do you think?
That's really good.
Yeah? Can Mommy sell it at a restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah? You think so? What's your favorite part? Is it the creaminess of the grits?
Yeah.
Yeah? You love grits. Do you like the fish?
Yeah.
All right, let's go check with your sister. Okay, here's little one number 2. Go ahead, taste it. What do you think?
It's yummy.
It's yummy? Yeah? Would you eat it again?
Yeah.
What do you like most about it?
Oh, no.
You don't know? It's okay. But it's good? All right. Guys, I'm going to need to make more because I didn't get any for myself. They took it from me. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and tell all your friends about it.